It is the good doctor, and welcome, light students who are on the true spiritual path. Hopefully, you've been keeping up. I'm going to do a little something, uh, which is to end and to put a cap end to my discussion on twin flames. And then I had to do a dark video because idiots out there are talking about belief, talking about they don't think, talk about they don't understand, and therefore outright reject the concept of twin flames. I'm going to start this video out by pointing out an important scene. Excuse me, the light is it's getting dim out here. There's a scene in the movie The Matrix. If you don't know, now you know. The Matrix is my favorite spiritual movie series of all times. It bespeaks directly to the human mental condition of the secondary matrix. So the matrix itself is the secondary matrix. And the true spiritual path is the awakening that allows you to find yourself, and not what you are, but who you truly are, your spiritual identity, which requires a sacrifice, which requires that you lay something down, which requires that you begin to change your emotionality, which requires that you cleanse the spiritual playground, the mental playground, the emotional playground, so that the seas become calm and the light can shine through, aka your spiritual download. So we come back to the Matrix. Number 4. They show a scene of Trinity and Neo in these superpods. Almost looks like they're on the top of some kind of mountainous structure. And these pods, as the new architect describes, was the key in not only putting Trinity and Neo back into the Matrix, but determining the exact distance that they should be from one another. For what reasons? Because he knew the energy of these twin flames could literally, if done correctly, power an entire city. And this is exactly what they did in the Matrix. They found an exact mathematical equation for how close and how far Neo and Trinity should be. That energy and that magnetism, no matter what state of mind you're in, is real. And so they discovered it, or they discovered it, the architect discovers it, uses it for the benefit of the Matrix. And they literally are powering an entire wing of the city just with the two of them. This is the power of twin flames. Remember, twin flames, there's a twin flame journey, which means twin flames meet, come together, and actually have a prolonged relationship. And that prolonged relationship amongst twin flames is the journey. So what you see with Neo and Trinity is the twin flame journey. That is not what I'm talking about. I am simply talking about that phase and that stage where you come into the energy matrix of your twin flame, which is yourself, because it is your soul. It is your core frequency and vibration that you're meeting up with in another avatar on the planet we call Earth. And you get activated, initiated, motivated, and blast off because your consciousness rises. Your consciousness ascends. Your perspective changes. And everything changes after that. So, do you need a twin flame to accomplish that? No. Is it desirable to have a twin flame along the journey? I would say yes, only because it adds a variable that you could never plan for. It adds a smack in the face to remind you of how asleep you are, and that you need to really wake up. And it is initiating something that is extremely, extremely powerful. All chakras lit up. Heart chakra on fire. So that connect, and like I said, the two coming together in the same energy space automatically forms a bond. That bond can never be broken because the bond was already formed prior to incarnation on the planet. And now you've made a bond by recognizing yourself in another avatar. And this process of initiation, activation, motivation, and consciousness blast off to a much higher frequency. So I think it's more fun if you're on the spiritual journey to have this kind of, it's a form of the ego death too. We'll talk more about that when we actually get into more advanced concepts about sacrifice, magic, ritualistic magic, light code, more about light codes, light encoding, light decoding. We'll get into more of that. But this is nothing to believe in, man. You either know it or you don't. And you can't summarily just dismiss these concepts. Most of you will have to put them, like I said, aside for a second. But to dismiss them without a scientific, logical reason, what does that say? You and me have got to stop being these emotionality, reactive, emotional creatures. We can have emotions. We can show emotions, but we do not have to react with high emotionality. We don't have to react. We must respond appropriately. And so when I'm bringing up this concept of twin flames, it is simply like a fast track to triggering your awakening. So the question is, why are you watching these videos if you don't have any interest in awakening, in using light and light codes, in deciphering DNA and DNA codes, in understanding what the soul is, understanding what the light of the world is, understanding who you are rather than what you are, and walking the true spiritual path? What are you watching the videos for? Please turn. You are not wanted. Matter of fact, the majority of you who watch these videos will eventually fall away from this type of subject matter because it requires a lot of you. So go watch The Matrix 4 because you'll get a good feel for what twin flames are. Go watch the first Matrix when Trinity does the final alchemical awakening with Neo and literally brings him back to life. What was once dead becomes alive. It was what was alive is now 6 feet under. Go watch all the Matrix movies. I will be talking about how to decode the Matrix movies. But her kiss at the end of the Matrix 1, which awakens, initiates, motivates, and ultimately raises Neo from the dead to defeat what? The antiviral programs known as the Agent, in this case, Agent Smith. The CIA of the Matrix. So I'm going to cap it off there because I don't want to make a big deal out of twin flames. I don't want to make it seem like it's a must. Now, the twin flame journey, that's a whole different thing because now you are attempting to bond and have a relationship, usually romantic, a full-on relationship with your twin with a high vibration, a high voltage situation. And if you haven't learned to harmonize that energy and frequency, and this is the same if you are have an awakening, you're going to get energy upgrades along the path. And some of them are going to be quite potent. So you might as well get ready for it. You might as well start doing some of the things that I asked you to do in previous videos as we're laying foundation for our own awakening. The true spiritual path. Ego death. I said it. Go into the cave where Luke went, where Master Yoda sends Luke, to face himself in the cave of darkness. And what emerges out of that cave is that Luke has destroyed himself. And all the twin flame meeting does is take a huge chunk of that ego and lays it to rest. So what? So your true identity can come more full on board. Well, we're getting dark out here. It's the goodness of my first day of vacation, and I got a lot of energy. I'm probably going to need it up on those alpine slopes that I'm going to. But let's put an end to twin flameness for right now. I am not discussing the twin flame journey. That is, man, that's probably 4 or 5 videos just in itself. We're not going down there. The majority of you are probably never going to meet your twin flame. The few of you that are lucky enough to, you make a decision on what needs to be done, given the situation and circumstances. But remember, the connection with the twin flame is not a logical thing. And this is the beauty of it. If you continue to apply logic to this, you're going to spin your mind into a tightly wound ball of yarn, and the observer of that tightly wound ball of yarn is you. But when you have a true spiritual awakening, the same thing happens. The logical mind is put at bay. That is the ego you. That is your whatness, not your who-ness. I put some interesting posts, Skip Mahoney 22, on Instagram. And earlier today, I did the some of the biochemistry of insulin resistance, which is the number one cause of disease. Again, the matrix has you in the twin flame initiation, awakens you. But the true spiritual path awakens you. What I would like to see is people who are not consciously on the true spiritual path run into their twin flames and see how they respond. That would be funny. That would be interesting, especially to someone like myself. So with that, students of the light, I will make one final video that deals with the lipid profiles, fatty profile, fatty acid. I'll do that probably tomorrow, and you probably won't hear from me for a while. So I love you all. Watch the Matrix series from a spiritual point of view. Look at that fourth movie when they show Trinity and Neo locked away in those pods and how they were using that twin flame energy to power a whole wing of a city. That's how powerful this connection is. I've experienced it. But I hope you get to experience it too. It's interesting. It's actually fun, to be honest with you. It can be a little bit gut-wrenching, a little bit heart-wrenching, but if you understand what's going on, you'll rise up to the occasion and you'll harmonize with the higher energy frequency. You have to. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself going a little nutty, a little crazy, and then you're gonna end up doing things that are self-destructive to distract yourself from the thing that you should be paying attention to, because it's right in front of your face. So stop it. You can't run from your own shadow. This is your destiny. Y'all know I love you. Take care.